head coach is Mario Spirit Animal. And yeah, I mean he wants his team to be physical and tough, just like UGA, Michigan, and even Rutgers, right? Rutgers, they're never going to have the best quarterback out there, but that those trenches are damn tough. He wants that, um, and I think that's what he's striving for. But I think the problem gets into um, the balance you got to have between what you want your team to look like versus what you got to do in order to win ball games. And I think that's where the problem lies.
So
Because
look
when
at it
you're
like
down
this
by 14, you can't just line it up and
and run the
three
ball.
yards in the
Yeah,
cloud.
yeah.
You can't do it.
Yeah, so look at it like this statistically, taking away from the touchdowns, because that's the most important thing. But statistically, Miami offense was statistically better than Michigan offense, outside of Michigan scoring the touchdowns. So I think, but again, if you look at Michigan, you say, well, Michigan looks dominant. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't that. It's probably a few games you can say, yeah, Miami look dominant.
But it's because like when you play like that, every phase of football has to be good because you can't consistently get the ball at the 20 and march downfield because you're not trying to throw the ball like that. So that means on defense, you got to be lights out. On special teams, you got to make turnovers happen. You have to get great field position. And if you get great field position, now if you're starting at the 50, for half of the game, you could run the ball and dominate and just mull people over and score like Michigan did. So that's part of it too. We watched the championship game versus Washington. Michigan had great field position every single time because I mean, they were harassing Washington's offense, the quarterback, the offensive line. They was all getting it. They was all getting it. So the problem with what Mario wants is that all facets of the game has to have that tough identity, and we had so many issues that we had to work on that it's hard to just plug and play all of these things all at the same time so that they all could look that way. So now we're starting to, at the 45-yard line every single drive, which just doesn't happen on offense right now.
Cal, what you want to say, though? I know you want to say something.
Nah, you see, it's like we can okay. So like when we go to stats and we saying well we did this versus like nobody's gonna sit here and say we had a better offense than Michigan outside of our first 4 games, right? So I think those first 4 games added to our stats a lot. But let's remember what we saw. Like Florida State runs the ball, you know what I'm saying? But they also pass the ball. So against us, they didn't look like we did. You know what I'm saying? I understand, we had our backup in and all that kind of stuff with conservative. But you look at the Rutgers game and we saw when JB got going, we just kind of turned back into something else that we shouldn't have turned back into. We pulled the
Right,
reins
right.
in and did something else.
Yeah,
Whether it's whatever the strategy was, it was like we just went into a shell. And I think it's
like the
like
foot off the
that's
gas.
what he wants. Yeah, he doesn't. It's not that he doesn't want us to score. It's not that he doesn't want us to have high scoring games. It's just he wants it done. He wants it to look a certain, feel a certain way. But you can't do that. Like when the offense is cooking and it's going up and down the field, go up and down the field. Like you know what I mean. You have to be able to adjust. You have to be able to amend your thinking, amend what you're doing, and this is game flow. This is how the game is going. Let's rock with it. You shouldn't, oh, we got the lead or oh, we looking better. Let's run the ball. Why? You know what I'm saying? That's not saying abandon the run, but why are we trying to revert back into something
Because
that didn't even get us to
Mario's
where
an
we
offensive
was?
line guy. Mario's an offensive line guy. I don't know why y'all don't. I mean, I know y'all know it, but I don't know why people don't understand that offensive line guys want to run the ball. It's plain and simple.
But it has to make
That's a
sense,
that's
though.
a
Eh?
It has to
problem.
make
Like
I
sense.
mean,
it can't just be like what the
it don't
fuck.
it,
Like
it
it
don't
can't
make
just be
sense to
like
an offensive
you
lineman
put
who just
you
want
put
to
your hand
bang.
in the bag and be like 3rd and 12. Run play. We're gonna run the ball.
I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, but I just know what makes sense is Mario saying, "Boy, you see them big old linemen we just got. Let's go. Y'all get behind them." You know what I'm saying? That's what makes sense to him.
This is my problem. This is my problem. Why go out and get the air raid guy? Why go out and get Cam Ward, right? And then you start pissing in the cake batter. Why do it? Like, why go get everything to make a cake, right? And then you start putting fucking lemon in it. That's what I'm trying to understand from y'all gurus. Maybe you got something to say? Like, I'm trying to understand, like, why would you stick your nose? Why would you make it seem like you finna throw it around in the middle of South Florida, but you want to be Michigan? Because I tell you this, J.J. McCarthy can throw the ball with the best. Watch. But he was at a school that chose to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like having a diamond and you pull them out in the national championship. Shit, you 3rd and 12, and you don't realize that their quarterback is fucking as good as anybody because they've been running the ball down your throat all year long. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we want to see that, dog.
I can honestly say
Michigan, if Miami offense was like Michigan, we ran the ball real good and we scored touchdowns, and TVD looked just as good as JJ McCarthy. Yeah, y'all would have said, "Oh man, we our offense is not good. We got to change the offense." Oh, y'all to be like, man, that's right.
No, but the problem is we didn't score enough.
Ours didn't work. Yeah, you're right. That's what they did, and they did it well. What we did, we didn't do it well. So it doesn't make any sense to keep doing it.
Yeah, we was short on the scoring.
After Georgia Tech, they said we started playing better teams, and I was like, better teams in Texas A&M.
I think at that point, maybe somebody outsmarted themselves at that point, because I think everybody knows it. Everybody has seen it. For whatever reason, we changed style when we got to the Georgia Tech game, even with the run game. Like the run game, okay, but you stopped a lot of the types of run that you were doing. So I feel like you remember, Street, we had this conversation. We had it on air, and basically we was talking about what's the Guidry. Guidry was basically saying how he's ready for ACC play because he wants you to think that this is all he has to bring to the table. You know what I mean? And so he's gonna come with a different concept or whatever. Okay, that works when it's Guidry. It didn't work for us. Like we shouldn't have changed what we were doing so well. So I think where everybody's stuck is like, why would we go away from it? Fine, you wanted to run, but why did you even change the run concepts? So I think you might have outsmarted yourself thinking, oh, we're going to catch him off guard with this one, run it up the middle. The fuck? Like, we just made it easy on everybody.
That's crazy. Is that a true stat?
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's crazy. Man, what your cousin was out there doing, man? That's crazy, man. You're on mute.
we'll hit that button. I don't give a damn about none of that. I care about the 2024 Canes, but I will say, yeah, I think J-Dub said it. There is nothing, and we saw it firsthand in the national championship. When you can impose your will through the run game and passing can just be a secondary option, that is a for the team on the other side, the defense, that is a terrible place to be in. When it feels like no matter whatever defense my coordinator calls, and I played in games like that where it's like I naturally a corner. I used to be receiver transition to corner, and it's like, you know me, I don't like tackling, right? I like coverage. So if I'm in a situation where I'm running downfield, thinking that at some point they're going to